Today we're back again working on my Ioniq 5N. In this episode, we put some wheels on. Hey guys, how do we keep it dirty off-road? This channel is all about off-roading and working on our cars, and today we're working on a car. These are used wheels. I actually got them on Facebook Marketplace. They're not new. Otherwise, I would have picked a slightly different color. But I wanted to get Japanese wheels on this car because I'm not a big fan of the 21s that are on there now. They're really big, they're really rough, and there's not much sidewall, so when you really push it, the sidewall kind of gives a little bit. I found a good deal on these guys. These are Works Evolution wheels, Works Evolution ZR10s. Typically, it's about $700 a wheel, and I found a whole set for about $2,000 with the tires. These are 20 by 11s. Yeah, I know, it's a little big. The stock size is 9.5. I should be going for like a 9.5, 10, 10.5 tops, but when you're looking for a deal on Facebook Marketplace, you don't have a choice. If I would buy these new, the wheels alone would be about $3,000 plus tax and shipping, and then the tires themselves would be another $2,000 on top of that. $5,000. I don't have the money to do that. But I was able to get the wheels and tires and everything together. Now, there is one drawback to these that I unfortunately didn't notice till after I went to go pick them up, is they are stretched. So this is a 265/40R20. I really should be running like a 275 or 285 wheel. The guy had these stretched on here, so that does suck. I won't be able to push it for a little bit, but at the very least, I'll be able to see if the 11-inch size wheels work in here, and then I'll be able to put the right tires later on. So let me kind of give you guys an overview of these wheels. These are the Works Evolution wheels. It's the ZR10 2P. The 2P I think stands for, extra load ratings. Japanese wheel. I like the fact that it has a matching cover. Kind of like the bronze look with the chrome lip. I do like the wheel, and I think it'll probably look good. If I were to buy these myself, I kind of would have wished for like a gunmetal gray look instead. You can't be choosy if you're on Facebook Marketplace. As far as the tire size, 265/40R20. Ideally, you should be running like a 275, 285 with an 11-inch wheel because this thing is huge. Now, there are a couple quirks with this, right? So first off, it's a stretched wheel. That kind of sucks. But also, TPMS sensors on the inside. So this has two valve stems. One on the outside, right there. And then one on the inside, which is the actual TPMS sensor. It's kind of funky, but whatever. I'll have to make sure that that clears all the lines on the inside. And then as far as the spec is concerned, it's 20 by 11 plus 34 bolt pattern 114.3. Now, if I am honest, I am a little worried about them fitting. I was not expecting to go to an 11. I know that they do fit a Model Y. They came off of a Model Y. The Model Y and the Ioniq 5 are actually very similar. I hope that they clear the calipers. I mean, they should, right? I mean, the stock calipers are supposed to be, the stock wheels are supposed to be plus 40. These are plus 45, 35, I mean. It's an extra 5 mil, I guess. We're about to find out. Overall, they're in pretty good shape, but they're not perfect, right? Like, some of the tires have decent tread, right? This one has decent tread, but then the other ones, they're almost worn out, right? So whoever had the Model Y was having fun with it. So two of the tires are a little worn. Two of the tires are okay. Like I said, guys, when you're on a budget, you kind of have to try to make it work. So I think I'm going to see if the 11s work. If they do, great. If not, then I'm going to see if I could trade them for another set or sell them, right? Because, I mean, Japanese wheels carry pretty good value, so I should be able to sell them for what I paid for them. Oh, and the tires, they're actually Pirelli P0s, which are actually decent tires. Well, it's a Pirelli P0 Nero. I think the stock ones are, Pirelli PZ4s? It's a P0, yeah, it's a P0, but it's a PZ4, which is a really good tire, so very similar tires that they have on them. So, alright, wish me luck. But first, we needed to take the stock wheels off the car and get started. So as you guys can see, they're very similar size, but obviously the width is way more on this one. These are 9.5. I think the contact patch is the same on these two. That right there is right about at the edge of the back, I think. Yeah, that's a lot. Hopefully it fits. Well, I mean, it does. Because I like the idea of bigger, wider wheels. I know there's going to be an implication to range, but who cares? This car's for fun. It's not for range. It's for fun. insane. I might have to break out the scale and find out here in a bit. It's about 60 pounds. Wait, are they lighter? They're lighter at 55.2. The other ones were 59, 60. You want me to do it again? Yeah. They're lighter. God damn it. I'm not gonna take a chance here. I'm going to turn it on, turn the wheel. So we'll turn it all the way one side. We'll make sure there's no rubbing here. Let's take a look. That right there is so tight. The valve stems on the inside is a bad idea. Everything else down here looks okay. That is so tight. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to cap those or not do that on the inside. Why would somebody do valve stems on the inside? That's nuts. Alright, let's go the other way. Seems to be working. It's tight though. It's like really tight. You know, I thought I've seen guys running 19s on this. How the hell are you guys running 19s? This is tight. There's plenty of room. Like, look at that. There's plenty of room there. But it is super tight on the shock. Right there. Right at the top. What do you think, guys? Run it? I mean, it's super tight. But I am surprised that I can get such a big wheel in here. I mean, there's very little room. There's like about a little bit over a finger length between me and the shock. I think the big issue is just the valve stem. I hope I don't have any issues like that in the back. Let me torque this up and we'll try the back. Here's where we started running into these problems. Basically, I couldn't get the rear wheels to go in all the way on the hub. They just kept getting stuck. Then that made me look at the front wheels and realize that they weren't sitting all the way flush either, even after I torqued them. And the torquing was kind of funny. Like you know, you expect to torque them and they kind of went a little bit further. So we went ahead and took the wheels off and I measured the hub, and that's when my heart just sank. I had just spent $2,300 on a set of wheels with only a 64mm hub. And the car has the 67.1mm hub. So I had to take the car back to stock and go back to the drawing board and figure out a way for me not to lose the $2,300 that I spent on these wheels. It's been a few days and contemplated getting rid of the rims, and I actually do have them listed up for sale, but at the very least see if 11-inch wide rims would work. So I got two things to try to make this work, and if it does, we'll use both. First, I got some wheel spacers. Because the hub is not correct, it was cheaper to get wheel spacers than it was to bore them out. Bore them out could be about $100 or more a wheel, and you're kind of at the mercy of the machine shop. So I wanted to first make sure that everything was going to work. So I figured the easiest way would do some spacers to space it out from the hub a little bit. I ended up going with like the cheapest that I could find on Amazon, 5mm. Hopefully this is enough. And I got hub-centric ones too, by the way. These are hub-centric ones. If you guys look, they're actually labeled. And the bore on this is 67.1, and that's really what's killing me, right? That's a 67.1 bore, which is a non-standard bore. The other thing that I got is low profile valve stems. Now look at these things, they're pretty cool. They're super low profile. You actually have to have that adapter in order to fill them up, but they're specifically designed for all these Japanese wheels that have the valve stems in the back. I'm not sure why the Japanese do that, but they do. If this ends up working, I'll get these installed and move the TPMS sensor to the front. Well, I'm gonna have to get a new TPMS sensor anyways, because the Model Y one is Bluetooth. I don't know why it's Bluetooth, but it's Bluetooth. And this one uses a 433 megahertz. So I have to get new ones anyway. So I'll have them remove the rear ones, put these in the rear so that they're low profile, and then install a TPMS up front. I'm hoping this works, because if it doesn't, this is gonna suck. So let's give it a try. I just have to do that, but you gotta try to make it work. Now, while I'm here, I'm also gonna clean these wheels because they're disgusting. gotta work. No, I don't like the spacers. I don't hear any rubbing. Let's go ahead and tighten these up. So we got that first one on, and I definitely don't like how far they stick out, because they stick out a lot. And that's with stretched tires too, so imagine this with proper fitting tires. That's gonna be some major width. I think the 11s are too wide for this car. Though, if you could imagine it though, wouldn't that look good with a slightly wider fender? Maybe like 1 inch wider? I don't know. Not sure if anybody makes a body kit for that. As far as how it looks, it actually looks pretty good. I didn't think the amber or whatever the color would go, but it goes. Now the old wheels do look a little bit nicer as far as them being square in the wheel well, right? But I also think they're kind of, you know, they tuck in a little too much. It'd be nice if they stuck out a little bit. You guys could see the difference between these two. Alright, let's try the rears. Well, I had to clean it first. Damn it. Flat mill's not enough in the rear. Worked in the front, not in the rear. So let me show you what's going on. So for whatever reason, it worked up front. Front was able to sit flush. The rears are not. Right? I don't like the way that looks. I don't think I'm catching enough threads. And if you guys look in here, yeah, that's good. You'd figure the front would be the hard part, because of the big brakes up there. It's not. It's the f***ing rears. Yeah, so that really sucked. I mean, the wheels look so good, guys, but the car wasn't safe to drive. The back wheel didn't make full contact with the hub. At the very least, though, I wanted to take the car out and see what the wheels look like in the sun, because that's the real test. You wanted to see how it looked. And, you know, I decided to bring the whole family as well to kind of get their feedback on it, to see what they think, especially my lovely wife's feedback. What do you think?
They look like rims.
You suck, Jenny.
They look like f***ing rims.
What do you think, Ethan?
I can't remember what the other ones look like.
I don't know.
They look like $2,300 waste of.
Oh my God! Shut up.
Waste of money.
Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. What do you think, Christian? I dig it.
You would. You're a f***ing guy. Do you know what I saw at work the other day? It was yesterday. Some guy parked like 2 slots down from me. Some Marine got out of his car and wiped down his car with a rag. And then he got the tire shine kit out. Tire shined his whole fucking...
Sounds like a man with some priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And pride in his vehicle.
And then he got his stuff and he walked into the building and I went, what the fuck? My first thought was, he killed somebody.
This coming from the one that never washes her car, ever.
He killed
Car wash.
somebody?
Just use the car wash.
This coming from the one who doesn't know how to fill up her own tires.
Alright, do me a favor.
Why?
Let's get the tire chocks out of the way. I want to see it in the light. But no fast driving, please.
You want me to do it?
I don't care. Y'all ready? Yeah, slowly, please. Slow. Slowly, Ben. At least they clear. That don't sound good, Dad. I know it doesn't. Go all the way out. They actually do look f***ing good, though.
Okay, now they look pretty.
They look really nice.
Man, it sucks that they don't work for your car.
They actually... I'm surprised by the color. Makes this look plain Jane. Yeah, this side looks all plain Jane now. Mind you, it's... The sun doesn't help here, but...
So, how would you...
bore them out. But I think they're too wide. I think these same wheels, but in a 10-inch wide rim, would look really good. Now I want to get your reaction in the light, okay? So come with me. Don't worry, you won't be on camera. But first, let's start off with the side you remember. The old wheels. right?
Besides, that came with the car.
Right? I don't like them. I know you don't like those, right? But you don't care about wheels.
They look like rims.
Okay? All right, so let's go to the other side. Come on, Jen.
Going through the sky.
Now, how does that look?
How's that look in the sun?
We're about to find out if my wife has any taste.
They look like more rims.
She has no taste.
They look
We
like
have her
rims.
stand out. She is a girl.
Seriously, they look like rims and like some idiot painted like a red strip on them.
You don't like them at all?
They look like rims. They come with the car. They make the car go round. I mean, seriously.
No, they make the car go.
Get on it.
Those are round.
It's overpriced rims. They come with rims. Why do you need new rims?
You suck, Jenny.
She's got you there.
They
This
come
is
with
not a good
rims.
angle in the sun.
Why do you have to upgrade? Seriously,
Are these actually better for your
they don't even.
car? So, it's not an upgrade, it's a downgrade.
I'm not crying. The sun is bright. Oh,
Oh shit! Is it allergies?
No, you're crying because
I mean, at least we know the car will support 11-inch wide wheels. It'd probably be better suited for 10. I think the back is going to need at least a 10 mil spacer. And I'm not comfortable doing a 10 mil spacer in the back because that gives the threads nothing to hold on to. The 5 mil was actually already too much, in my opinion. They work great for the front. There was enough space in the front for that, not in the rear. So I guess either keep looking or go find another set. But I think I'm going to keep running into this issue with the bore because the mower common bore size is 64 mil. That's what Model Ys and all that stuff use. And this needs 67.1. So that hurt, guys, because even though the wheels look great, I actually really like the way it came out, even with the stretch wheels, I'm afraid to admit. I know I shouldn't like the stretch wheels because I want to track this car, but it looked great, but we couldn't keep it. The car was not drivable, so we had to take it back to stock. It was just a quick little experiment just so you could see how it looked, even though we knew it wasn't going to work. And, you know, this just sucks, right? Because I always like to personalize my cars. I always want them to look a little bit different, look a little unique, so back to the drawing board on this one. May have to spend full money and get some proper wheels on it, new ones. Before we close, for those of you guys looking to actually do wheels on these cars, let me run a couple of specs through you guys so you can help you plan when it comes to buying wheels for your car. First of all, the common consensus on the forums is that 20-inch wheels is probably the ideal size for this car. The car will fit anything between a 9 all the way up to as high as a 11, as you guys saw. It'll fit an 11-inch wide wheel. It's a pretty big wheel and it fits it. The ideal size though is between 9.5 and 10. That's what most of the good wheel brands out there are putting out for this car. Some have ran 19s on this. I don't know how because the 20s were extremely tight. So it's going to be very few 19s with a really big inside diameter for them to be able to support these. I think 19s, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of 20s myself, so I'm going to try to find a 20-inch set. As for the tires, there's a lot of opinions on this. The best advice I can give you guys is use the America's tire ratio calculator. They have a really good tire ratio calculator so you can actually look at what the stock size is and start planning your aftermarket size based on the tire width, because it does matter, right? The tire width and profile matter. You can do up to as high as like a 305 tire if it's a lower profile tire, or like a 30. Yeah, make sure you guys use that calculator, otherwise your odometer is going to be off and you'll never get it perfect. You just want to get close. As for these wheels, they are going to go up for sale. They'll fit Model Y. They came from Model Y. They'll fit a Model 3. I think they'll fit Mustangs, Chargers, GTRs, and a ton of other vehicles. Any vehicle with the 5x114 4.3 with the 64 millimeter hub bore, which is the most common bore for a 5.11 4.3. I am going to include the low profile valve installs that we got for them so that whoever gets them also doesn't have any issues with fitment on them too. All right guys, that's it for this video. Put any questions or comments below and thank you for watching.